Two friends. Both graduated high school in the same year. Both 22 years old today. Friend A went to university. 4 years. Bachelor of Arts in Communications. Total cost, including tuition, housing, food, and books. Approximately $45,000. They graduated with $35,000 in student loans and $10,000 on a credit card and a family loan. They start their first full-time job at $52,000 a year. They spend the next 10 years paying down debt at approximately $500 a month, reaching their 30s essentially debt-free, but with minimal savings. Friend B did an electrical apprenticeship starting at 18. 4 years of paid apprenticeship. Red Seal certification by 22. Starting wage as a journeyman electrician, approximately $75,000 a year. Zero debt. From age 22, they invest $500 a month into a TFSA. By age 32, Friend A is finally debt-free and starts investing. Friend B has been investing for 10 years and has approximately $86,000 in their TFSA. That $86,000 continues compounding while Friend B keeps adding to it. By age 65, Friend B has approximately $807,000 more in retirement savings than Friend A, from the same $500 monthly investment, purely because Friend B started 10 years earlier. The degree did not cost $45,000. It cost over $800,000. This video is not telling you not to go to university. It is giving you the financial picture that most Canadians never receive before making one of the most consequential financial decisions of their lives. When most Canadians think about the cost of university, they think about tuition. The average Canadian undergraduate tuition in 2025 to 2026 is approximately $7,734 per year, up from approximately $3,500 per year in the 1990s, an increase of 119% against general inflation of 69% over the same period. 4 years of tuition, approximately $30,000 to $35,000. But tuition is only the beginning. For the majority of Canadian university students, those who move to attend school rather than living at home, the total annual cost of attendance runs approximately $30,000 to $45,000 per year, when housing, food, textbooks, transportation, and personal expenses are included. Housing is the dominant cost, particularly for students in Toronto, Vancouver, or other expensive cities where a student room can cost $1,200 to $2,000 per month. Total 4-year cost for a student living away from home. Approximately $80,000 to $160,000 or more. The average government student loan debt at graduation is approximately $29,000 to $32,000. But this is only the government-backed portion. When private borrowing, credit cards, lines of credit, loans from family, is included, many graduates enter the workforce with $35,000 to $60,000 in total obligations. This video uses $45,000 as its working number, a realistic mid-range figure for a 4-year degree at a major Canadian university, including government loans and other borrowing, for a student who lived away from home and had moderate family financial support. The total Canadian government student loan portfolio crossed $28 billion in 2024. And that is the government-backed portion alone. Over 1.7 million Canadians currently have student loans. The funding gap is structural. The maximum federal student grant is $4,200 per year, less than average annual tuition alone, and dramatically less than the real cost of attendance. The program has not kept pace with tuition inflation or housing costs. Here is the vault, the specific calculation that shows the true cost of student debt, and it has nothing to do with the interest rate, the monthly payment, or whether the degree was worth it in salary terms. It is the opportunity cost of the wealth that is not being built while the debt is being repaid. Canadian federal student loans now carry 0% interest, a significant change from the 2023 reform. Provincial loans vary, but the overall interest burden is meaningfully lower than a decade ago. So the direct financial cost of the loans themselves has declined. But the indirect cost, what the money spent on repayment would have been worth if invested instead, has not changed at all. Here is the specific calculation. Verified numbers. Real math. A graduate with $45,000 in debt pays approximately $500 per month in combined loan and other debt repayments. Over 10 years, that clears approximately $45,000 to $60,000 in obligations. By age 32, they are debt-free and start investing $500 per month into a TFSA. A graduate with no debt, same age, same $500 per month available, starts investing immediately at age 22. By age 32, the debt-free investor has accumulated approximately $86,542 in their TFSA from 10 years of $500 monthly contributions at a 7% annual return. That $86,542, with no further contributions, compounds for 33 more years to age 65 at 7%. It becomes approximately $807,037. Meanwhile, the debt-burdened graduate starts investing $500 per month at age 32 and continues to 33 years of contributions. They accumulate approximately $772,032. The debt-free investor has approximately $35,000 more at 65 from the same $500 monthly contribution, purely because of the 10-year head start. But this understates the full picture dramatically, because the debt-free investor also earned more money during those 10 years and was able to invest more. And because the most powerful argument for starting early is the TFSA. A Canadian who maximizes their TFSA from age 22, contributing $7,000 per year at 7% annual return, accumulates approximately $1,909,984 by age 65. Every dollar tax-free. A Canadian who starts maximizing their TFSA from age 32 instead, because the first decade was spent repaying student debt, accumulates approximately $900,189 by age 65. The 10-year delay in TFSA contributions costs approximately $1,009,795 in retirement wealth. The student debt did not cost $45,000. The student debt, through its effect on the TFSA start date, costs approximately $1 million. This is not a reason not to go to university. It is the number an 18-year-old deserves to know before they make that decision. This video would be dishonest if it stopped at the opportunity cost calculation, because for specific programs, specific careers, and specific circumstances, a university degree is unambiguously the right financial decision. Here is the honest framework. The degree pays when the income premium is large enough and fast enough. The calculation that matters is not, does the degree pay more than no degree? It is, does the income premium over the non-degree alternative, compounded over a career, exceed the opportunity cost of the debt and the delayed wealth accumulation? For some programs, the answer is clearly yes. Medicine, dentistry, law, engineering, computer science, accounting, programs with direct career pathways into professions earning $100,000 to $300,000 annually. The income premium over the trades or non-degree alternative is large enough and fast enough to more than compensate for the debt and the delay. A physician who earns $300,000 annually for 30 years accumulates wealth that no trades career can match, even accounting for the medical school debt of $100,000 to $250,000 and the decade of training. The degree pays less clearly when the graduate enters a field where the degree premium over the non-degree alternative is small, slow to materialize, or uncertain. A communications degree where starting salaries are $45,000 to $52,000, comparable to or below skilled trade starting wages, produces a much weaker financial case than a computer science degree where starting salaries are $75,000 to $100,000. The question to ask before choosing a program: what does the median graduate of this specific program earn 5 years after graduation? And how does that compare to the most financially equivalent non-degree alternative? The programs with the clearest positive ROI: computer science, software engineering, nursing, accounting, engineering, civil, mechanical, electrical, pharmacy, medicine, dentistry, law. These programs produce income premiums that are large, fast, and durable. The programs with the least clear ROI: general arts, social sciences, humanities, not because knowledge in these areas is not valuable, but because the labor market premium over non-degree alternatives is smallest and most variable. This does not mean do not study them. It means understand the financial calculation clearly before you do. The co-op advantage: co-op programs, which alternate academic terms with paid work terms, are one of the most financially rational post-secondary choices available. Work terms typically pay $18,000 to $35,000. Money earned that directly reduces debt accumulation and provides career-relevant experience simultaneously. A student in a co-op program graduates with dramatically less debt and significantly more employment experience than an equivalent non-co-op graduate. The most consequential thing missing from the average Canadian high school student's post-secondary conversation is an honest presentation of the alternatives to a 4-year university degree. Here are the specific alternatives, with real numbers. Alternative 1. Skilled trades. The skilled trades shortage in Canada is acute. Approximately 250,000 skilled trades workers are expected to retire by 2028. The demand for electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, welders, and carpenters significantly exceeds supply. This imbalance translates directly into wages. A registered apprentice electrician in Ontario starts at approximately $22 to $28 per hour and reaches journeyman status after approximately 4 years. At Red Seal certification, a journeyman electrician earns approximately $35 to $55 per hour, translating to $70,000 to $110,000 annually. Master electricians running their own shops earn significantly more. Zero tuition. Paid during the apprenticeship. No student loans. Red Seal certification gives national portability. The financial starting position at 22 versus a 4-year university graduate is dramatically better. No debt, comparable or higher income, and 4 years of compounding on investments. The social stigma of trades as a lesser option is a cultural artifact that has no basis in financial reality. A master electrician at 40 with 20 years of compounding TFSA contributions is in a dramatically stronger financial position than most university graduates of equivalent age. Alternative 2. College and diploma programs, 2-year college programs in technology, healthcare support, business, and applied fields produce graduates with specific, employer-valued skills at approximately 1/4 to 1/3 of the cost of a university degree. Practical nursing, computer networking, electrical engineering technology, accounting and finance. These programs have direct employment pathways, lower debt loads, and faster time to income. Alternative 3. Work first, degree later. Working for 2 to 3 years before university, accumulating savings, discovering genuine interests, and making the program choice with real-world experience produces students who borrow less, they have savings, choose more intentionally, they have work experience to guide them, and study more effectively. They have motivation based on actual goals rather than default next step assumption. Alternative 4. Study where it costs less. A Quebec student paying $3,963 per year in tuition versus a Nova Scotia student paying $10,000 per year accumulates $24,000 less in debt over 4 years from the same 4-year degree through the geographic choice alone. Studying in the province where you receive in-province tuition, living at home where possible, and choosing a school with a strong co-op program are high-return financial decisions available before the first day of class. If you already have student debt, the hook scenario and the opportunity cost calculation are not intended to make you feel bad about a decision already made. They are intended to give you the information to make the best possible decisions from here. Here is the specific strategy for Canadians already carrying student debt. Step 1. Understand exactly what you owe and at what rate. Federal Canada Student Loans, 0% interest. As of the 2023 reform, pay these last. Provincial loans. Rate varies. Check your specific province. Private debt, credit cards, lines of credit, family loans. These are almost certainly your highest rate obligations. Pay these first. Step 2. Use the Repayment Assistance Plan if income is low. The federal RAP reduces or pauses required loan payments if your income is below certain thresholds. If your income is below approximately $25,000 for a single person, you may qualify for reduced or zero required payments. Apply. Do not skip payments and accumulate penalties when assistance is available. Step 3. Do not wait until debt is paid off to start your TFSA. This is the most common mistake made by Canadians with student debt. Federal loans at 0% interest cost you nothing to carry. But every year you delay TFSA contributions costs you compounding returns at 7%. The mathematically correct answer for a Canadian with 0% federal student loans: contribute to the TFSA simultaneously with making minimum loan payments. The exception: private debt above 7%. Pay that first because it costs more in interest than you can reliably earn in the market. Step 4. Start with whatever amount you can. Even $50 or $100 per month into a TFSA invested in XEQT while repaying student debt beats waiting until the debt is cleared. The compounding starts the moment you invest the first dollar. The TFSA room accumulates whether you use it or not, but the compounding does not. Every month of delay is a month of compounding that cannot be recovered. Step 5. Aggressively reduce the non-federal debt. Provincial loans and private debt should be paid down aggressively. Put tax refunds, bonuses, and any windfalls toward the highest rate obligations. A $3,000 RRSP tax refund used to pay down an 8% provincial student loan saves guaranteed 8%, which is better than most market expectations on an after-tax basis. Step 6. Increase income as fast as possible. The fastest way to close the opportunity cost gap is to increase income. Every $10,000 in additional annual income deployed into TFSA contributions, and debt repayment accelerates the timeline. The Canadians who exit student debt fastest are not those who budget most aggressively. They are those who most aggressively pursue income growth through promotions, job changes, and skills development. Two friends, same starting age. One with $45,000 in debt, one without. By 65, the difference in retirement wealth from the same $500 monthly investment is approximately $35,000 on the direct comparison. But factor in the TFSA delay, and the true cost of that 10-year head start is approximately $1 million in foregone tax-free retirement wealth. This is not a case against university. It is a case for doing the full calculation before you decide. A medicine degree, a computer science degree, an engineering degree. The income premium is large enough, fast enough, and durable enough that the debt is clearly worth it. A general arts degree that produces a $52,000 starting salary, equivalent to a skilled trade's starting wage with no debt, deserves a harder look. The alternatives most students are never shown, trades, co-op programs, college diplomas, studying where it costs less, working first, are not lesser options. In many cases, they are superior financial decisions that the education system has historically underrepresented because the education system has a financial interest in full 4-year enrollment. If you already have student debt, the strategy is clear. Know your rates. 0% federal loans last. Higher rate private debt first. Start your TFSA now, even at $50 per month. Use RAP if income is low. Grow income aggressively. The compounding gap can be closed, but only if you start closing it immediately. The 18-year-old making this decision deserves the full picture. This was it.